Following a fiery debate on The View, conservative co-host Alyssa Farah Griffin made headlines for sharply criticizing the liberal wing of the Democratic Party and challenging long-held narratives surrounding Vice President Kamala Harris's 2024 presidential loss to Donald Trump. The exchange unfolded during a Hot Topics segment, where co-host Joy Behar opened a discussion about how Democrats are reportedly pouring resources into improving communication with young male voters, a group Trump significantly overperformed with in the last election. Behar didn't hold back, saying she believed the investment was a waste of money and bluntly suggested that perhaps the focus should be on teaching men not to be such sexists. Griffin, never one to shy away from a clash with her liberal colleagues, responded swiftly and firmly. She dismissed the idea that sexism or racism were the primary drivers behind Harris's loss and instead pointed to hard data from the 2024 election. According to Griffin, Trump made notable gains across nearly all demographic groups, including Black men, Latino men, white men, and even white women. She argued that this broad support disproves the notion that the election outcome could simply be boiled down to sexism or bigotry. "It's just a fact that he has tapped into something," Griffin said, asserting that Trump's messaging clearly resonated with more than just his traditional base. Joy Behar countered, bringing gender back into the conversation. She argued that the fact Trump was running against a woman shouldn't be ignored and suggested that voters abandoning Harris might have been influenced by her gender. Griffin wasn't having it. "So, you think Democrats who were with Biden in 2020 left to be with Trump because they're sexist?" she asked directly. Behar admitted she wasn't sure of the exact cause, but called the dynamic very suspicious. The conversation shifted into broader ideological territory when Griffin accused modern liberals of losing their once radical edge. "Donald Trump has made himself the anti-establishment despite being the entire political establishment," she said, highlighting the irony of Trump's positioning. Then she landed a particularly pointed critique. "What I used to like about liberals is they were the anti-establishment. You protested Vietnam, fought for civil rights. Now you guys just defend the status quo to death." It was a harsh but passionate argument suggesting that today's left has become what it once stood against, a rigid, slow-moving establishment unwilling to acknowledge its faults or innovate for the future. Griffin went further, claiming that nobody, not even progressives, believes the federal government works effectively. Instead of blindly defending it, she suggested, Democrats should ask themselves how they can tangibly improve people's everyday lives. "Nobody likes the federal government. Nobody thinks it works well," she stated. "No one's like, this is the solution. Let's not try to improve anything." Her message was clear. If Democrats want to win elections, especially with key voter groups like young men, they need to show how their policies will lead to real-world results. This wasn't the first time Griffin sparred with her co-hosts over Harris's defeat or the Democratic Party's challenges. In fact, just a day earlier, she had appeared on CNN and didn't mince words, calling President Joe Biden a messenger no Democrat wants to see. Even Biden himself, during a recent interview on The View, admitted he wasn't surprised Harris lost after he exited the race and endorsed her. That moment underscored a growing sense of vulnerability and division within the Democratic Party's own ranks, and Griffin is capitalizing on that weakness in front of a national audience. Overall, the tense exchange wasn't just about the 2024 election. It was a raw and revealing glimpse into the ideological battles shaping both parties right now. As the political landscape continues to evolve, debates like this, uncomfortable as they may be, highlight the urgent need for both reflection and reinvention across the board. Whether you agree with Griffin or not, her unapologetic stance is forcing tough conversations that many Americans are already having around their kitchen tables.